Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about several different key, very important moving averages that Bitcoin has recently broken and is currently in the process of breaking that are actually very, very bullish signs for the Bitcoin market. Guys, the last time that Bitcoin broke these moving averages in this manner, where it broke all of them all within a month's time span, was in October of 2015. And we all know that right around October of 2015 was right around the time that Bitcoin actually staged a reversal and kicked off a bull market from its lows down here around $300 to $400 all the way up to $20,000, excuse me. Bitcoin did a 50 to 100x after this event, and Bitcoin is currently going through a very similar event. So in today's video, I want to show you what these moving averages are. I'm going to show you why they're important, and I'm going to show you how you can use them when you're doing your own technical analysis, because I think every single Bitcoin technical analyst should be looking at these moving averages, and in general should have these moving averages in their toolbox. But before we get into the video, guys, if you enjoy the video, definitely consider dropping a like, hitting that subscribe button, and smashing the notification bell, because guys, we do cryptocurrency videos every single day, and I wouldn't want you to miss any of them. Even today, you might be able to hear it in my voice. I'm quite sick. I'm going to talk about that at the end of the video, but let's go ahead and get to the content first. Bitcoin is currently trading around $8,190. We're not going to be doing too much short-term TA on Bitcoin, but I will go ahead and give a little market recap, because I know most people view the video the day it goes up. Bitcoin is currently basically neutral. It's basically been sitting up here above a bull flag that it recently formed, and it's kind of just trading sideways right now, waiting for something to happen. As moving averages are starting to move, Bitcoin is still developing in a good way, but it is kind of just going sideways right now. As you can see, it did break above an important downtrend of resistance right here in this kind of bull flag that is forming, and it's currently getting support there. So I'm pretty happy with where Bitcoin is right now. We'll be talking about some more TA on short-term Bitcoin analysis in tomorrow's video, most likely. But as far as the rest of the market is likewise rather neutral. We do see a couple of double-digit gainers and one double-digit loser. The market's kind of just going sideways, and the altcoins are more decoupled from Bitcoin, because guys, when Bitcoin isn't really doing a whole lot, normally the altcoins aren't doing a whole lot either, or the altcoins get to decouple and they get to kind of do their own thing instead of having to follow Bitcoin. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and get on to the actual meat and potatoes of this video. Let's talk about what we actually came here for, these moving averages that I've been telling you about. These are very important moving averages, and I have talked about them before on the channel, but I wanted to consolidate them into a single video so that I could reference it in the future, and also so that you guys would have a more concise way to get knowledge about these moving averages. The first one that we're going to talk about, and I'm going to talk about some that I haven't talked about on the channel before, but we're going to do a little bit of a recap. So if you guys have seen this, continue watching. We do have some new stuff to talk about. The first one that we want to talk about here is the 200-day simple moving average. That would be this moving average right here, this green moving average. I called that orange in another video, and immediately after I mentioned I was colorblind, apparently that is green, and I'm just really bad with colors. I am colorblind, if any of you guys weren't aware of that. That's a fun fact about me. But this is an important moving average, and we are very close to this moving average. As you can see, the last time that Bitcoin got resistance at this moving average was actually back over here in late April and early May. Bitcoin topped out at the $10,000 level right here, and it also topped out on the 200-day simple moving average. So that was an interesting thing to see happen, because this 200-day simple moving average has historically had a lot of precedent on the Bitcoin price action. You normally see Bitcoin trading around this, and right now we're just a few $100s below it. And if we breach that, I think based on this moving average and another one I'm going to show you later on in the video, that Bitcoin is going to be entering a full-scale bull run. I think it's already started, though, because we've broken this long-term downtrend. Now let me go ahead and show you why this is such an important moving average. I just showed you how we got resistance here, and also we did kind of get support here. On the weekly chart, this looks like support, but actually it's not really, because we did break quite far below it right here. We do also see some trading right there and also right there. But let's go back into 2017 and 2016 and show one reason why this is such an important moving average. I've talked about this in another video, but I'm also going to cover this again because, like I said, I want to review this and I want to hammer it into your heads, because this is an important concept that I want you guys to be very familiar with. This 200-day simple moving average, this green line down here, was kind of the backup moving average. I remember doing TA back over here. I was active in the market in this time. And this 200-day simple moving average was always like the backup moving average. If Bitcoin did manage to break its 50-daily simple moving average, the red line here, and the 100-daily simple moving average, the gray line right here, then it always had the 200-daily that it could fall back on. And that's actually exactly what happened. Bitcoin fell back on it when it retraced over here to $6,000. Now, of course, it did breach it, and we didn't get support at $8,000 with the moving average. We dropped a little bit lower. But nevertheless, it was an important moving average, because people saw that so long as Bitcoin was above that moving average, we hadn't breached it, then we were still in a bull market. That's kind of what the sentiment was. And that's kind of what the sentiment is now. It's an important moving average. And if we come back here into 2016 and 2017, we see that Bitcoin is still, for all of this time, was still above it. But when did we breach it? When did we actually get above this moving average? Well, the title might give it away of this video. If we look over here in October, on October the 13th, Bitcoin didn't technically break this. It technically got support on it, and it broke it on the 11th, or on the 10th and the 11th. But what Bitcoin did back over here, in the month of October, the month of October was huge. The month of October 2015 was a huge turning point for the Bitcoin market, and I think it's analogous to where Bitcoin is right now. I think Bitcoin is at a very important crossroads and is at a very important turning point. Bitcoin can turn down, it can turn up, it can turn down for what? I don't know. It can turn up if it wants, it can turn down if it wants, based on a lot of moving averages, and this is one of them. One of the moving averages, this one, that Bitcoin got through back over here in October the 13th, 2015, once it got above this moving average, it never went back below it until February of this year. So it was above this moving average from October the 13th until I think it was about February the 3rd of 2018, excuse me. When we actually broke it over here, it was, well, it'd be February the 5th, I guess, because that red candlestick right there is the 5th. Yeah, so we stayed above that for, what would that be, about 28 months. That was a very important moving average, and since we were back above it, all the time that we were back above it, we were in a bull market. Right now, we're back below it. And when we did break above it, that actually signaled the beginning of a bull market, because the bull market did officially start, in my opinion anyway, back over here in October of 2015. If we look back on the chart and we kind of zoom out a little bit, we're going to see, if we zoom out a little bit and we put like that much of the chart in here, we can see that October, which is this month right here, right in here, that kind of marks the turning point. Wouldn't you say? That's about where the market seems to have turned around. So that's the first moving average that we wanted to talk about. The next ones that we're going to want to look at, we're going to have to move out to the weekly chart. If we look out here, we're going to see two more moving averages that were likewise very, very important. The first one I want to cover is one that I don't think I've covered in depth on the channel before, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about this one first. That would be this red weekly simple moving average right here. This one right there. That would be the 50 weekly simple moving average. And that's an important moving average for a similar reason that the 200 daily simple moving average is. And another thing that we want to look at is that these two moving averages are two moving averages that we're not currently above. These are moving averages that if we do get above them, then that's going to be extremely bullish. And if we do get above them, that's likely going to lead to a lot more bullish price action moving back into the market. And we're not currently above them. We did kind of fake out and get above it here for a second on this candlestick here on the weekly chart, but we're not currently above them. This 50 weekly simple moving average is very important for a similar reason that the 200 daily is. If we look back over here in 2016 and 2017, Bitcoin didn't really go below this moving average. Can you see a time where it went below this? No, it didn't go below it. It never went back below this in 2016 and 2017. It wasn't until back over here in October of 2015 that Bitcoin got above this 50 daily simple moving average, that red line right there. Now, of course, that's a very, very important moving average, because if Bitcoin gets above a moving average and then doesn't go back below it until it enters this next bear cycle, of course, that's going to, more than likely anyway, going to be an important indicator. In the same way that the 200 daily simple moving average is, this is an important indicator. Something else we want to point out is that, one, this happened at the same time. It happened literally within a couple of days of the 200 daily actually breaking whenever this candlestick closed. I think it was on the 12th of October, or actually, well, it opened back over here above it. But another thing that we want to point out is that we did actually get resistance on it about a couple of months earlier, back here in July actually of 2015. If we look over here on our current chart, then what we're going to see is that Bitcoin did not one of its major peaks, one of its major peaks did not get resistance on the 50 daily, but we did see a recent high over here get resistance on it. And this was actually where Bitcoin was trying to get a correction and trying to go back up, and it actually got rejected off of this moving average, due in part. And we came down, and now we're getting back up to it. I very much hope that Bitcoin gets above this, because these two levels that I just showed you are two of the most important levels in Bitcoin technical analysis when you're looking at the weekly chart and when you're looking at longer-term market moves, in my humble opinion. I think these two indicators and the one I'm about to show you are very, very important. I just burped because I'm sick. Sorry about that. I think they're very, very important. So let me go ahead and show you the third one that I'm looking at. The third one would be, and I've talked about this moving average a lot on the channel. You guys may be tired of hearing about this one, but that would be the 20 weekly exponential moving average. This 20 weekly exponential moving average has a very similar story to the other ones. If we look back over here, well, let's start where we are right now. Bitcoin is currently sitting above this 20 weekly exponential moving average. It's broken this moving average, and we saw a lot of bullish price action after Bitcoin did. We're still sitting below the two that I just discussed, the 200 daily simple moving average and the the 50 weekly simple moving average. Now, hear my words. I'm saying simple moving average. Some people think I'm saying exponential moving average. I'm saying simple moving average. There is a difference. Those two moving averages are calculated differently, and they will show up differently on your charts. And also, since we're throwing this in here, I'm looking at a chart that includes every single day. It's not a weekend knockout chart. So just to keep in mind which moving averages we're looking at. But Bitcoin is currently above the 20 weekly exponential moving average, and it is currently below those two moving averages I just talked about. So if Bitcoin does get above these two moving averages, and I think there's still enough bullish sentiment in the market to get above at least one of them, and if you get above one of them, then that's going to make the rest of the market feel even more bullish and make it easier to get through the next one. I think we are going to get through it in the next month or so, probably before then, but I want to be conservative with my estimates. I think we are going to get above these, and if we do get above them, it's going to be a very, very big deal. It's going to be a very big deal. Do not get it twisted. This is going to be huge, and this is really going to be a big turning point in the Bitcoin market. Now, the last moving average that I want to talk about here is the 20 weekly exponential moving average. That's this kind of yellow, green line, whatever color that is. I don't know. I'm colorblind. But that's that moving average right there, and we are currently above it. This is one of those moving averages that also kind of defines markets, and this one's a bit different because what you see when Bitcoin is trading around this is that in 2016 and 2017, Bitcoin never went below this moving average, but it tried about 10 times, and every single time it got support at it. If we look back over here in 2017, we can see support right there. That was a weird line. Support right there, support right there. We see support back over here. Let's move it down a little bit. We see support, 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 support. You can see this is a very important moving average. And look at where Bitcoin initially got above this moving average. October of 2015. Guys, October of 2015 was a very, very important time for the Bitcoin market, and I think we're looking at an analogous month here in 2018. I think the month of July, moving on into the month of August, are going to be very, very important months when looking back at the history of cryptocurrency. When we're looking back in hindsight at Bitcoin, I think if a bull run is going to start in the next couple of weeks, in the next couple of months, we're going to be looking back and we're going to be looking at this time when we broke these moving averages as the time that Bitcoin officially started its bull run. And like I've said in so many videos, if Bitcoin does get above these moving averages, I'm officially saying that we're in a bull market. Now, of course, like I said, there are some arguments that we never actually exited the bull market because of certain indicators on the monthly chart. But as far as the shorter term price action of Bitcoin, we are, in my opinion, currently in a bear market. And in my opinion as well, we would most certainly be in a bull market if we can get above these levels. And of course, above $10,000. $10,000 would be the actual like coup de grace kind of indicator that we are currently moving back into a bull market, because that means that we wouldn't be setting a lower high. Now, with all that said, what does this mean for the market? What does this mean for you? What this means, let's go ahead and put a little synopsis here at the end of the video. What this means is that Bitcoin is currently above one of these very important moving averages. It has two more that it needs to get through. The two more are the 50 weekly simple moving average, and I'm saying these again so you guys can go put them on your chart and look at this. We're looking at Bitcoin being above the 20 weekly exponential moving average. This line that I just talked about is the exponential moving average. And we're also looking at Bitcoin hopefully getting above the 50 daily simple moving average and the 50 weekly simple moving average and the 200 daily simple moving average. If Bitcoin gets above those two latter moving averages, I very much see a lot of bullish action in the cards. Tell me in the comment section down below, what do you think? Do you think Bitcoin is, one, going to get above these levels? And if it does, two, do you think it means as much as I think it means? I don't think that means what you think it means. No, I think it does mean what I think it means. That was a reference that I don't know that any of you are going to get, but either way. I think that this month over here, September and October, was a big deal for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and right now I think we're going through a very, 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 very similar time frame. I think this was a decision point for the Bitcoin market, and I think right now is a decision point for the market as well. But that's going to do it for the technical analysis side of this video. There's a couple of things I want to talk about as we wrap the video up, and the first is the reason that this video almost didn't get made today. You may be able to hear it in my voice. My voice is a bit screwed up. That's because I'm sick. I should be fine by tomorrow, but I'm going to spare you the details of what's going on, but I am sick, so this video almost didn't get made. But guys, I haven't missed an upload date in over 2 months, and I very much want to keep that trend going, and it's not hugely straining for me to make a cryptocurrency video, so I've gone ahead and made it, and I very well may not have made it if it wasn't for the support of these awesome people here on my channel. There's this community tab on the CryptoJeb YouTube channel. Any channel with over 10,000 subscribers has this community channel, this community tab, and allows me to make posts like I could. This is almost like Twitter for my channel. But I talked about how I was sick and how I might not be making a video today, so there may not be a video today. And I had all these people give me so much support and so many warm wishes, and I want to thank each and every single one of you. If you see your name on the screen here, go ahead and put it in the comment section down below, and I want everyone to go down there and thank these people, because this video probably would not have gotten made if it wasn't for these people reminding me that I do have a lot of people out there that are supportive of me and supportive of the cryptocurrency community in general. So thank you to all of you guys. I know I just got a little mushy, but I can't help it, guys. The channel has completely changed my life. This has been a massive adventure, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So thank you guys if you were one of those people, and also thank you guys for just supporting the channel. If you're one of these 11,000 subscribers, which that number blows my mind, thank you. If you've ever watched a single YouTube video that I've ever produced, which obviously you are because you wouldn't have heard this, I want to thank you also. One last thing that I want to talk about before wrapping the video up is that you guys may have noticed in the last week or so, the YouTube videos are now in 720p instead of 1080p. That would be because my computer is on its last legs, so I'm going to go ahead and be building a new computer. If you guys are interested in the parts list, I have it right here. You guys can pause the video and look at the parts list. I believe this is finalized. I may go ahead and add like a 4 terabyte Western Digital solid state drive in here. Not a solid state drive, sorry, a hard disk drive. So this is the parts list I'm looking at. If you guys have any recommendations of what I should change, I'm not going to be changing the GPU, the motherboard. I may change the cooler. I'm keeping the processor. This RAM is for temporary. I'm going to be upgrading that to some of that G-Skills Trident RGB RAM later on, which looks amazing, by the way. This link is in the description down below, and if you guys have any comments on this part list, feel more than free to tell me in the comment section down below. I think this is going to be pretty cool, and it's definitely going to allow me to make much higher quality videos. And if you guys didn't watch the videos, I probably wouldn't have been able to actually make such a nice computer, as you can see right here. So I'm very excited about this for what it'll do for the channel and also what it'll do for my gaming. So I'll keep you guys up to date on that. But like I said, if you've ever watched any one of my videos like you have, if you're subscribed to the channel, if you have the notification bell turned on, if you've ever commented, if you've ever done anything to support the channel, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching, as I just did. And that's going to do it for this video. I just said that also. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.